following the Reebok breakout. I'm joined by Wade Baldwin, 2014 guard out in New Jersey. And I say guard because as a college coach, very rarely do you come across a guy that you feel can handle both positions, the point guard and also play off the ball and do both smoothly. But I think Wade is one of those guys in the country that really stands out in that respect. Wade, you're coming off a great performance at the Reebok breakout event, some of the best in the country. Came to that event, you made the All-Star game. How did you feel about obviously those 3 days overall and then making the All-Star game?
I felt great. Every time I had an opportunity to play against the best players in the country, I went at them and I played my hardest. So it was a great opportunity playing against guys that highly recruit all over the country. And I just wanted to prove to everybody that I belong there.
One of the things that, again, being a coach, you always look for the transfers to the next level is a guy efficient. I mean, you are the epitome of that. It's very rarely you have a guy who's such a bulldog defender, but also plays with poise, is also cerebral, also is efficient as far as the shot he takes, and obviously mixing in with playmaking. I mean, you are one of those few guys, and so it obviously shows that you're a tough competitor, big-time competitor, but also a cerebral guy as well. Is that, again, a pride for you that you balance those two?
Absolutely, and I've had great coaches along the way to help me with that, from my high school coach to AAU and my parents. So they talk the game to me, I understand it. I watch basketball, I play basketball, so after 9 years of playing this, I would hope I got a little smart on the court.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious, moving forward in development, because to me, you are kind of a leader on the court just in terms of how you handle the position, again, the efficiency. But do you feel being verbal, especially obviously you told me off camera, a lot of college coaches are talking about being a point guard.
Right.
You think being more verbal on the court as far as obviously commanding guys, taking control that way is an area of growth for you?
Absolutely. I mean, there's growth in everything I need to do. Every part of my game needs to grow. I obviously have weaknesses, I have strengths, but everything can grow. And vocalizing as a point guard is, you could say, is one of them.
We want this to be a little bit of a hardcore interview in a little ways, and I was trying to obviously study you a lot these last couple of days, and you don't take a lot of shots, but it looks like you can knock it down. So obviously, I would think college coaches say, we got to find out how good of a shooter is he to go along with the playmaking and that kind of thing. But beyond just even proving to college coaches the level of shooter you are, what other aspects of your game, whether it be a mid-range game, whether adding a floater or just commanding pull-up jump shots off a ball screen, what other areas of your game, your scoring package, you're trying to improve or also grow?
I think I try to, drive the lane, kick out to my teammates. If I can get the mid-range shot off the pull-up, I do that, or just attack the basket strong. But in my mind, I've been trained to, take each possession very importantly. And I know at the college level, you really need to do that because a lot of wild plays can get you in trouble, and you can lose games that way. So each possession really counts, and that's why I don't take those shots that I might need to.
football analysts, so to say, the guy's but he's a winning player. This is a kid in 2 years, you're going to see him playing in Sweet 16s, and he's going to make a name for himself because you already do. You understand shot selection. You're obviously you limit your turnover. You're just very efficient that way, and that's kind of a college attribute that most high school players don't have. So again, I think Wade Baldwin's going to be a guy, especially in a couple of years, you're going to see in Sweet 16s, and commentators are going to be talking about just how efficient he is, and he's a winning player. But again, obviously, what we're trying to do here at IOL Eats is trying to promote your game. We'll obviously have mixtapes out on you from the breakout camp, so fans hopefully across the nation will become a little bit more familiar with what you bring to the table. But also, again, promote who you are. I mean, you're a great student from everything I heard. You just received an offer from Vanderbilt. I mean, so obviously, you have that area in order. You seem like a terrific kid on and off the court. So, I mean, you honestly are kind of the full package for a college recruiter. In that sense now, not so much to get into who's leading for you. We learned about Vanderbilt offers. Is there any new offers that have just kind of come into play that obviously, the average fan would know about as far as a high major school?
I think a lot of them are weighing off of the end of this tournament.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say the wrong schools because I don't want to be wrong about it. So, but some schools have told me, after this, you should be hearing from me, and Sunday and Monday, those days, they should be contacting me and calling me.
Now, even speaking to your parents, it sounds like you're going to open up to the whole country, right? You're not going to pretty much limit a certain region or staying close to home for you. You're pretty much open to any school across the country. Now, obviously, one would assume that obviously academics are going to play a great part of it, but whether it be style of play, relationship with the coaches, I mean, what kinds of criteria, just in a general sense, are going to be important to you trying to pick one school from a bunch?
I think the biggest thing for me is the player-coach relationship, and I learned that when I transferred to this new school. The coach that I have now, and our relationship is better than ever. And I also really like to look at how the campus is and the campus life they have there. And playing on basketball with good guys and surrounded by guys who want to win and have goodwill and have heart towards the game just like I do. So those guys want to be around.
Terrific. I'm joined by Wade Baldwin III. We just had his son Wade Baldwin IV, 2014 guard out in New Jersey, a guy that I've fallen in love with over the last few days, and I think his profile's about to emerge. Great interview with Wade IV. But now, Wade III, if I can ask you, just, as far as his growth as a player, you've obviously seen your son emerge now and becoming a national recruit, a national profile level player. I mean, tell me, how has it been as a father watching him go through the process and now obviously see to what extent his gifts as a player and his intangibles have taken his profile?
Well, each year he's gotten a lot better. From his freshman year to his sophomore year to his junior year, now going into his senior year. He puts a lot of work in. Whenever we can get any coaches to come in and work him out, he's up to it. He does put the time in, and he does work hard, and he just has an attitude that he won't quit. And the best thing I like about my son is he always wants to go up against the best. Yeah. And if there's a kid out there that's ranked higher than him, or he's getting more pub or whatever, my son wants to go at him. He wants to play against the best. He's not going to back down. Okay. And you can't teach that. He's always had it. One of the other things I like about him is he was taught by me because I played college football. And I taught him when he was 7 or 8, you got to learn how to play injured. And, there's a difference between hurt and injury. And if you can walk and you can run, then you play. And he's done that. And he's had his nicks and bruises and stuff like that in big games, and he sucks through it, and he always plays well through it. So it's been a delightful journey so far, and we're looking forward to his high school season this year, and hopefully they can win another county, another state, another sectional, and get to the TOC in New Jersey, and then off to college, and we'll see what happens there.
As I said, Wade, the thing that makes him unique to me, as a college evaluator and someone who coached in college and thinks about things that trend, he brings an intensity of focus and a toughness to both ends of the floor, but yet he's also poised and cerebral and efficient. Right. Very rare combination with guards at this point and where the game has evolved. And so, I mean, is that something obviously? Is that pretty much who he is, all the time? Then he's a great student, obviously, so he's able to transfer the cerebral side that way. I mean, does that pretty much just speak to what he's, that kind of versatility and balance to not only his game on the court, but who he is as a person?
Ever since he was younger, my brother-in-law who played college basketball, my nephew who Wade's very close with, we sit around, we watch basketball games as a family, and we talk strategy, and he's picked that up since he was, 6, 7, 8 years of age. And when he plays, and when me and him used to work out, I used to put him in situations at time on the court. One particular is I had to show him how long 10 seconds is, and why you don't have to rush the shot, and how you can come up in 10 seconds and you can do this. And he's used it at times in the games and stuff like that. As far as when he was younger, I taught him to always know the time on the clock, always know the situation, always know who's coming out, who's the hot guy and stuff like that. So he's always thinking, and like I said, as a family, sitting around the house and watching games, college, obviously the pro game, and going to high school games and stuff like that. We do sit around and we do all of that stuff, and he pays attention, and sometimes it looks like he isn't paying attention, but he does soak it all in, and it shows in his game when he's out on the court. He, like you said, he's not flashy. This week I was here this whole week at the tournament, and you got some guards who are flashy and stuff like that, and they pass the ball. And like I told him last night, I said, you were definitely one of the top 3 guards in this camp. And I said, when you pass the ball, your passes are efficient. They're right to the point. When the guy catches the ball, he's ready to shoot. He's never off balance. When you're getting the ball into the low post, you're getting the ball into the low post at the right time. So that cerebral part does come from us as a family sitting down.